Why one of the black women with the dragon got to struggle? Why can't it be somebody else over here struggling with the dragon? why is their hair
Even
cut
though we
off like
see
that?
these white folks struggle with their dragon. And welcome, internets. Welcome to another episode of Castle Black, the blackest Game of Thrones podcast in all of the realms. As usual, it is I, one of your hosts, Tatiana King, a.k.a. Tatiana Hand of the King, Sir Arlen of Dollar Tree, Lord of Lightsabers, Lotto Hightower, Kodak Blackwoods, and the Ting of the North. As usual, I'm joined by the smartest maester in the world, that is...
Hi, everyone. It's Portia, a.k.a. Maester P, a.k.a. Lady Mary J. Ain of Highgarden, a.k.a. Locked Out of Heaven, a.k.a. the Keeper of the Ice Empire Teas.
Excellent, excellent. Of course, Ben Ha of the Means is back. Tell him, Ben.
That's right. It's your boy, Ben Ha of the Means, a.k.a. Little Twitter Fingers, Catch 'em the Hash, Biggie Small Fork, Little Orphan Allen, here in Castle Black.
Excellent. And special extra innings guest Tahoe is back in the building. Please introduce yourself.
I forgot the damn things. Y'all got all these things. I'm just gonna be the drag. I'm gonna be the dragon. That's really it. That's all I got right now. And I'm so mad. So let's just get this started because I want to kick everybody's ass. Let's go.
Why are you so angry? We're talking about funny times and happy days. This is full for season 3 of House of Dragons, episode 4, titled Tumbleton. We are halfway through the entire 3rd season, by the way, y'all. There's only 8 episodes this season. So at the halfway mark, this shit apparently got Tahoe tight. I don't understand what he's mad about, but we're about to find out soon.
Talking about Tumbleton, why isn't Corliss's head tumbling down the red heat?
Oh.
Red heat.
Oh.
Why are we waiting? What, like, I just...
Oh, well, you know what? That's actually... Let's start there because that's actually been a huge point of contention. The last episode, we got so much feedback, so much people upset about what we had to say about Corlys. You know, there was some rights and there was some wrongs, but what you mean he should have got his head cut like his brother?
Yo, he reminds me of my dad. He's a disappointment. He's a disappointment. Like, yo, the only reason you're here is because your wife died. You lost your damn castle. You have nothing. You're literally just an embodiment of a man who is very egotistical. You failed your children. You failed your house. You're a loser. You're a loser. Your kids know you're a loser. Your kids spoke to you. It was like, yo, now you know me. And now you're like, oh, I have nothing to give you but my name. I don't want to be your name. I want your name, but I need your name. Because other than that, I'm just, a bastard. I'm just, whatever. Yeah. And so for him to be so adamant and disrespectful, not only of his children, and again, for this to be the only black family. Like, I hated the writing because just of the way we are out here, like we need black families, but we don't need bum ass dads. We don't need bum ass dads. So and this motherfucker got the nerve to be so adamant of what he deserves. No, what you deserve is a clean steel cut across the throat. Your head should be rolling down the cobblestone floors
of the Red Keep.
And I'm done. Yield.
You yield the floor. Okay.
I just want to say one thing real quick because we did call Corlys a deadbeat last week, and a lot of people jumped in on that. They were quite upset. They were defending Corlys. I still stand by my contention that the man is a deadbeat, but I do want to point out that black fathers are in their children's lives just as much, if not at a greater rate than other races, whatever. And that's a myth and racism at work to say that black fathers are not involved in their children's lives.
Of course. So people was wilding, but Tahoe, I appreciate that you said that because people got on our heads like we were saying some wild shit. Like we was in the wrong for saying that he just now for 5 minutes decides he wants to be a father. Rhaenys Ben told him to legitimize them kids. And then he did it when he felt like it, when he had to, as we say, from an egotistical part, he had to retain
when he had nothing left.
Of his house.
Once she was dead, after she asked him while she was alive, after she straight up said, yo, you need to you need to elevate your children up. I'm here. And he's like, nah, let's go over to Dragonstone and get you killed.
And this is what he does. Literally, since the beginning of this whole series, he's off thinking. And so to the Black father thing, yes, Black fathers, but we need to be in our children's lives. The idea that all we do is go and put money on the table and provide, but have no real input into their damn lives. Like, we've never seen him. That's the first time I even seen him around these kids. All of them, Bailey included, all of them.
What you got to say, Portia? Because Portia got her face been twisting. What's going on?
I just feel like, I'm like, are these people new to our show? Because I feel like we've been calling him a deadbeat since season 1. So I'm trying to reconcile.
I didn't know that we called him that. I forgot.
I have actively been calling him a deadbeat since season 1. Season 1. And I want to, especially because I was like, you know what? I have been messing up in a Maester game. I haven't refreshed myself in a minute. Let me go rewatch some things.
Yeah.
And Corlys, there was like, when Lena died, if you heard funeral, Rhaenys was saying to him, like, we need to get Bela and Rhaena under our care. We need to like be with them and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, well, I'm worried about my legacy. And
ignoring the grandchildren. And yes, the grandchildren said no, but that's not the point.
But they said no after he ignored them.
This is before he gave them the. So he said, like, oh, like, what gets written down in legacy and history is names, not blood. And so he's the one he actively is like trying to say that Lucerys is his heir because he's concerned about his name living on in legacy through a boy, even if that lineage is not his actual blood, because he cares about his name.
Exactly.
And then you're ready. The only time you're ready to care about your name being tied to your own blood is when you're the people who could carry the legacy in a bigger history because they have a higher place in the hierarchy of the monarchy is after they're gone. Oh, this is dead. Well, now I got to figure out how to get my name to live out some kind of way. It doesn't matter.
It's so self-serving. It has nothing
really
to do with the kids. Now,
nothing.
I'm sorry. I know we have a run for today, but I really just want to get a small portion of what y'all feel about him yelling out bastard and why she did not legitimize his children.
Right.
We do need to address it.
Well, we do need to address it because here's the thing. And what I've realized also, Rhaenyra's kids were not bastards. Rhaenyra's kids had been legitimized by the sitting king at the time, the court, the assumably the sept, the church. Everyone recognized, regardless of where they came from DNA wise, everyone recognized them as Targaryens. Everyone recognized them as children of royalty, right? So they technically were never bastards. Alan and Adam were 1,000% bastards. So that idea, first of all, that idea of how he came off was just wow. That was just his echoes of his brother. And that's why I understand Tahoe's energy about that. Because first of all, you're doing that in mixed company. You're doing that in public. He's doing that outside, loud as fuck. And the people, and you can see in this scene, the people looking in the back like, well, what's going on over there?
Exactly.
Like, you don't bring the family business outside like that. Now, Rhaenyra, she was already in over her head with everything else. And I keep telling people she didn't. And yes, you can say that, oh, people like, I'm not naive. She didn't say no. She just said, well, not right now. I'm not naive. People forget, quote, forget. People let stuff go by for years. I get it. But at the same time, she never said no. She just said, right now is a little wild for me. Right now is a little bit much to be asking to do this. I can't even legitimize the dragon seeds. So why would I legitimize do this? Why would I'm already in a very precarious position. I need to solidify my hold on King's Landing, my hold on this kingdom, number one, before I start addressing all this side shit. Niggas is out in the streets. Everyone's complaining. There's nothing that's held down. There's nothing that's set in stone yet for her reign. So why would we now start going into this? This is very self-centered of Corlys. And my thing is, he didn't have to do all that. He could have literally just chilled just for a little bit. And then we could have had the argument about that. But we could have had that argument as family behind closed doors, not like this. The only reason his head wasn't chopped off is because Rhaenyra just wasn't in that frame of mind to be thinking about shit like that. She was just looking for as much support as she could in the moment. You saw how she looked this episode. She had like 2 tree people at the table for her small council. And even she was like, I got nobody to help me, nigga. That's how I feel.
And then look at where Corliss is. Look where he took himself. He's dragging his tail between his legs like a dog.
Talk about self-serving. Once again, she's like, well, I'm still here for your counsel. You're still my hand. Where's my hand? Oh, he's off because he want to go fight.
When is a hand ever away from the king? When does that happen?
What? And she said she literally said he could have just got any old fucking body to do that. She said he got good men to go round up the fucking scoundrel pirates. Corliss ain't need to go out there.
And he's old now too. It's not even like he's like still at his like good like fighting age. He's like older.
Mm-hmm. That's why she needed to cut his head off. Because Rhaenyra, although she is, Viserys, he wasn't a wartime king. At this point, you have to, as a woman and at war, you have to show war. You have to be war ready. This man, your hand, is actively disrespecting you in front of mad people. Actively telling, like, yo, I don't give a fuck what you say. If I need you here, I'm going to do what I want to do. You're actively showing these men that you don't need to be respected. She needed to cut his head off and put it on a fucking spike. He doesn't even really have a house anymore. He doesn't even really, like, it's over. The one thing that he could have served is to show everybody else around here, I'm not fucking playing about y'all. I'm not fucking playing. I'm the queen, and stop disrespecting me. Cutting his head off would have did that in one shot and had his locks hanging down too. I'm not playing about none of y'all.
She don't have Daemon energy. That's a Daemon move.
She should have did it. And that's another thing. She's the queen. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, and I just want to add,
be about Daemon and whatever man she's next to. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah.
I just want to add, because people have been on us about this, and they were like, she had no reason not to legitimize his sons, and she has every reason in the world not to legitimize his sons. Legitimizing his sons means his sons now have a claim to the throne. Like, why would she do that when you out here calling her people bastards in public? And because of you doing this, now she got people writing bastards on the walls. Like,
beyond that, she just legitimized two bastards. She's not legitimized. She just gave two bastards dragons. So now, if you legitimize this motherfucker's kids, what about the two motherfuckers that have hailstorms? Like, they're riding around on fire-breathing dragons that will also say, yo, what about me? I got as much of the right as them.
Well, I don't know if they were any closer to the throne, Ben, but the point is...
But it doesn't matter. They got dragons, like Tahoe said. Yeah, I mean, whether or not they're close, when you got dragons, who gives a shit?
That's where the queen... That's why I said, when I saw Queen of Bastards, I'm wondering who were the bastards now. Because it's like everybody. Your dragon is a bastard.
Well, that's kind of the point Rhaenyra is making. I'm surrounded by technically bastards everywhere. Exactly. I can't now go around before, like, my shit. People believe I'm queen to a degree, but it's not solid yet. So I can't just be saying wild shit like that right now. Yeah, it is what it is. So that's
Corliss is a jackass.
It's horrible, girl.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
It's actually horrible and super disrespectful. And he's just a loser. I'm sorry. He's just a loser, yo.
People are on our comments mad because he's a black man. And like Tahoe said, there's not enough black people on this show. So because of that, it's like he represents all of us. And so they're like, don't dog him. And I'm like, well, sometimes it happens like that, fam.
We're going to dog whoever is acting wild, period.
But we're not a monolith, and that's not a good example. Just because you're black doesn't make you a good example of a father or a man. It doesn't. And those of y'all that are like black empowerment, and we should be able to say some of these niggas need to be uprooted. And some of these niggas need to be called to the carpet. He is one of them. He's not a good example. A lot of y'all have trauma from your black father.
Straight up.
And I work hard on not traumatizing my children by not being around, by not being involved, by not knowing what's going on, by not asking them and telling them, how are you? What, and showing up for them when they need me to show up for them. A lot of y'all that are in the comments, y'all know that. We should not, just because he's a black dad, be like, oh, no, he's a problem.
That's how I feel about Rhaenyra, but we'll get to that later.
I will just say that, I've called Corliss a deadbeat from the very beginning because I recognize this. I know the behaviors. I know what that looks like. It's not like I'm has my own traumas that I'm not bringing into it. I could be like, if I were projecting, I'd be like, okay, I know I'm projecting right now. But like when I know deadbeat behavior, I'm going to call out deadbeat behavior because I've lived through deadbeat behavior. So one person like being that example, it's just like how I feel. Like, okay, how I feel about Rhaenyra and her being portrayed on the show the way that she is, and the way she's going through a black woman struggling with the dragon. Like, why one of the black women with the dragon got to struggle? Why can't it be somebody else over here struggling with the dragon? why is their hair
Even
cut
though we
off like
see
that?
these white folks struggles with their dragon.
Ooh, Rhaenyra was looking rough.
Why is she looking that way? Why is she? I can't. Anyway,
y'all talking about her? Go ahead, talk about her.
What's your style, Rhaenyra? Struggle.
And I'm like, and so I understand when people are coming
Rhaenyra
from, like,
of the struggle.
Oh
we gotta, like, oh man, like, don't let the black people on the show go out like that. But like, shit, like, this is what we're getting. This is who these characters are presenting themselves on a TV screen. So am I upset about them having a black woman struggle going on here?
Yeah.
Yes. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not gonna not call out what's going on with the character and like why the character is acting that way.
Because it ain't like this whole episode was like there's bad on both sides, and that always annoys me. Yeah. But I did really love. We would get to Rhaenyra because it also deals with that. One of the best lines of the show. I didn't get it by quote, but when Rhaenyra is talking about how fathers, basically they inspire you and they ruin you all at once, and
facts.
I felt that on a hard level because while my dad was not a deadbeat, even though he in your life doesn't mean it's always the best
influence. Yeah.
It's always, thanks, Thanks for being there, I guess. Love your pops.
Since y'all brought her, well, I did, but since y'all also brought her up, I want to talk about that interaction with Rhaenyra and Daemon and the fucking dragons. Like, that shit. Well, first of all, this just goes back to show y'all. Remember, they've been telling us this many times over the years, but they really made it a point for this season. You can't always control a dragon. This is not How to Train Your Dragon. This is Daemon. You could argue he has the most connection with Caraxes and all that stuff. Caraxes was like, "Fuck you, bro. I know something's over there. I gotta go take you to this nigga." So that was interesting to be able to watch that. Someone of that connection and magnitude with Day Dragon having no power.
Nothing.
That was like, I'm gonna fly where I want to fly. We're gonna go over here.
And I know some people will, and not me, but some people will say, "Oh, well, you see, that's you can't fault Rhaenyra for having no power." No, nigga, her dragon is a YN. There's a big difference between what she has, a wild motherfucking dragon, versus what Caraxes and the rest of them is. So that's number one. Number two, as Daemon's child, this is why I get so upset when I think about her. The tea when it comes to dragons. You know the rules. You know how this shit works. And you still did what you wanted to do. That's why I get so mad when I think about her and what happened with her and the decisions she made. You knew better. Forget the fact that you young. You really, 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 really knew better. He even looked at her like, nigga. Like when she said, "Well, I just wanted to help," and he put his hands up like, you were fucking raised in the ways. How did you not know? How did you not know? And then she said, "Because I've always been left behind.
Yeah.
I've never had nothing." So fucking what?
See, I don't blame her. I blame her parents.
Her parents.
I blame parenting.
Her mom's not even there. So first of all, her mom's self-immolated. So why would you blame her parents?
I mean, that's parenting. Her mom said, I'd rather.
I'm with you. I'm blaming the parents.
For this daughter of mine.
I feel like going back to season 1, because like they said, that's another thing else I want to say, that the show did set up this whole trajectory and arc with Rhaenyra. Like you see her whenever they're in Pentos, and the prince that's like allowing them to stay at his holding or whatever, he's like, "I want y'all to stay here because y'all have dragons, y'all can protect," or whatever. We want
the lineage, the line,
whatever.
But why was that not?
No, the prince, prince.
Yeah, Pentos is different.
He's just about money. He was just about like the renown or whatever. So he was like, I will let y'all stay here for all your days if y'all want to stay here. Like and Daemon was like he was like, yeah, like I'm like down to do it. Like, and Daemon was kind of like nursing his wounds from being on exile from his brother, from not wanting to be around the throne, about like him corrupting Rhaenyra and him not going to be able to touch the throne, all that stuff. So he's like, look, if I can start a whole new life out in Pentos with my kids and my dragons, cool. And Lane is the one who was pushing for him to go back because she wants to be around her family. And the whole time, Rhaenyra is seeing all this, and she's like, they only value dragons. Like if we're in Pentos, if we're in Westeros, they only care about if you have a dragon. And she was saying to Lena, her mom, "I don't have a dragon." And her mom was like, "Oh no, baby, like, I didn't get ride my first dragon until I was 15. I didn't match with a dragon until then. So like, don't worry about it. You're only 8. Like, don't like let it like make you crazy. And then we get here, she's 15 and she's like pushing for herself to be with a dragon. So nobody caught how badly she was suffering from this like insecurity around not having a dragon.
That's her parents' fault?
Yes.
That's her parents' fault.
Yes. This is Daemon the monster who is out here being a monster and not raising his daughter. That's his fault. We blame the black man. We got to blame Daemon too.
And that's fine. That's his fault that he didn't raise her. But why is her mom's fault? I don't understand.
Because she's self-immolated. I mean, she wasn't there for her.
But like at the same time, like here's the thing: are you gonna die? Are you feel the baby not making it? Are you gonna die now in bed? Or are you just gonna go on and be like, take me? Like, are you gonna die a prolonged death or have an instant death? Which one?
No, I get it, but at the same time, you do have other daughters who are now without mother. You do have
other responsibilities, sure.
Yes,
I still don't understand the connection.
If you feel at death's door,
so she was going to
die. She was potentially going to die in childbirth.
Yeah, but she also could have potentially lived.
Nah, how?
She wasn't feeling that way.
She was
okay.
It was over.
All right. Well, then it falls on Daemon the dad. Then it's like, nigga, your mom's gone. You gonna have to either find them another mom or take on the responsibilities. And what did he do? Like
he's
she said,
not
this episode,
responsible.
This is the point.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Like I agree with you to a degree. And in Tahoe, I know you had some words on this.
She's 15.
I don't like the way that y'all like, if Corliss is this, then we have to do this. When we saw Daemon in Pentos with his children, he was sitting there doing homework with his children. He was like, he had an active relationship with his children that was very fatherly. Now, Daemon himself is very tormented. And I take credit for a man that is not going to put his trauma on his children and take time and go over here and figure my shit out so that I don't negatively affect my family. Now, that's just colorless. I have children. My daughter listens to nothing I say. But she tells everybody she listens to everything I say. She tells all her friends, all I do is listen to my father. My father is my father. Every day I'm looking at her the same way. They like, you did what? What the fuck? We talked about this. And she has a whole other reason why she's going the other way. And I just got to be like, it's your life. I mean, I guess if you want to like draw crayons, like if you like, you're 25. This is what you're doing with your life. But hey, I have trust in my child that she's going to make the right decision, or at a certain point, she's going to come of age. My thing that I saw in this is I've never seen Daemon be so weak. And it wasn't tormented by spirits weak. It wasn't tormented by the fact that his brother didn't want him to be his heir. It was like a weakness. The way he was talking to her, he was distraught.
Yes, he was. Like, I've never seen him like that. I've never
seen him distraught. It started with the dragon.
Yeah.
It was literally a whole different side of Daemon, even from talking to Carax. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Where we going? What the fuck?
Yeah, he was wild.
And that went through the whole scene, even to the point where he's trying to explain to her, like, yo, when he's trying to explain to Rhaenyra, like, oh, yeah, this is the dragon's egg. He looks so inept. It just like, I've never seen that from him. I will never, ever, ever forgive Rhaenyra for sending them kids off and running through the field. I'm sorry. This was your charge to take care of the heirs and to take care of the dragon babies.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Give you that much credit. When you did that, you just left them kids.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I hear what y'all saying about, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's anything to do with the parents. I didn't want to be left behind. I value dragons. Everyone value dragons. No one valued me. Nigga, you were charged with the lineage of the Targaryens.
And the dragon eggs.
And I don't know whether it's not that the explanation wasn't good enough for her about why her charge was so important. She made it that what she was doing wasn't important. Remember what she said to Daemon when Daemon said you could still go take care of the kids? And she was just like, and do what? Protect our fucking bloodline.
But who has told her that? Like, again, that's the whole... if you look around at the Targaryens, what about the Targaryens is like, we need to your instant thought is, if I take on the charge of taking care of the babies,
you're right.
I'm protecting something that's
you're
sacred.
Right, and that's why I said maybe, and that's literally why I said, well, maybe it wasn't explained properly.
It was,
but I thought they did. I thought they made it a point about why they were setting her off, and not because you felt like you're a loser, Rhaenyra. No, because we find this to be the most important thing you can do.
They didn't make it about her.
You don't have a dragon, but you have something greater that you can do. You can raise these children in ways because you're the daughter of Rhaenyra and Daemon, because you were trained and know what's going on, because you speak High Valyrian, and all this other shit. You know you can pass on the culture. And I understand that you can sit there again, frontal lobe, not completely there. You can say, well, she wasn't developed mentally enough to understand that. Okay, but I just find that wild to say someone didn't explain that. Now, if they didn't, they didn't. Can't get mad at that. But I'm just like,
I just feel like everyone is self-serving, and she's not been explained it in a way where it's self-serving.
She's not self-serving.
That's what I'm saying. She's not like in her brain. It does not compute. If I do this, this serves me. She doesn't they didn't.
And it's because she's young. But I'm also like, God damn, hella excuse too.
It's also I'm young, and I learned it from watching you, Dad. You know, that's the thing. Like,
she got everybody else gets respect whenever
everybody else in the family is self-serving. Why shouldn't I be?
Yeah, everyone gets whenever they go rogue. That's whenever they get some respect. So,
my question is this: do we think Rhaenyra really would come down on Rhaenyra for what happened with sheep stealing?
Man, yes.
Yes.
And I did have that question in Tahoe. Like, my Ben is like, yes, he's just so like Jack Nicholson evil.
Yes.
I think it would be conflict, Ben. I don't think it would be an immediate off with her head type shit.
No, definitely not.
Conflict.
Like what she tell Allison, I would have spared him. Why you always lying? My God.
My thing is, because especially Tahoe, you brought that up because I felt the same way about Daemon. The way Daemon was just, I've never seen him so desperate. Desperate is the best word for it.
And there it is. And see, that's the thing, because he knows. We are seeing, Ray slide into madness. Like, it's definitely being done better than it was done with Dany. But it is that slide. We see it this episode when she orders,
when she sends the gold cloaks out to,
and doesn't say, yo, keep it cool. It's just like, do what you got to do, and these niggas is beating niggas in the street.
Available now at forallnerds.com. The Gucci Mandalorian, the variants, the Duncan Egg, the Lion Richie. New designs coming soon.
Yo, what's up, fam? It is I, Tatiana King, and I want y'all to know that I need you to do me a favor. Please share this show. You're listening to us, you're watching us, but you're gatekeeping, and I don't understand why you're doing that. I really need you to share with your friends, share with your mama, share with your cousin, share with everybody, because if you're like me, you love to share the joy, and it's really important that you do that. So please tell people about For All Nerds. I love you.
So we're seeing it. So sure, she would have taken her in and be like, "Oh my God, you killed Jace," but she would have had the same conflict that we see with Daemon. But
you think ultimately she would have,
one night
quiet.
She would have woken up in the middle of the night, fuck this kid, zoop, 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 and then been all mad about it, 5 minutes later. But she would already juked that daughter. So yeah.
Portia, please speak some reality. He's lost. I can't even believe you just said that. She won't kill people who disrespect her to their face. To her face.
This is a fact.
But she's gonna kill a girl that was
trying to. It's a different thing. That's the thing, though. I feel like so.
But that's her son, though.
But there's that's the thing. There's so many things on this, though, right? Because Aemon is still at large, and he's the one who killed Lucerys.
No one knows where him or Vhagar is.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
where nobody or Vhagar is. The Jace is a fresh wound for her. She's still kind of reeling and breathing from that. So where that hits for her, we don't know what her reaction is to that. When she looks at the head that Daemon drops on the table, she just kind of she doesn't look like she fully believes it, but she also just looks aghast that there's a head on her table. So who knows?
With no explanation, which also was stupid of Daemon. I gotta say, Daemon dropping the head on the table and be like,
quick.
He did it. He said, okay, I found a person that killed your son, Bob, and then try to move on. That's
what it was.
Can I just say,
wasn't the way.
that there's something about Damon and finding a scapegoat body that feels like a solution to him, because that's what they did for Laenor. Like he found a random guy, killed him, threw him in a fire, and then had Laenor like row out away. So now like Damon's just kind of like, we can do the same thing again. Like I just need a body.
It was desperate.
It was a burnt body.
It was silly. It was like, let's be real. It was silly knowing how Rhaenyra is, knowing that she wants the details, knowing she wants to see everything about it. She even said, I want to look upon my child's killer's face. So, and he knew that. So for him to be like, this is done. Here it is. Like, as clever a quote as he is, as he said when he sat down, you knew that shit wasn't going to work, bro.
And he's not that clever because what's her name? Miss Andry is going to find out.
Missaria.
She gonna find out.
I don't know if it's even that.
Find out. She already said. Missaria, before the episode ended, she said, whose head is that?
But she can easily reach out and be like, yo, who got burned up out there, over in the Vale recently?
But that doesn't take Sheepstiller. Like, that's the whole thing. Sheepstiller is the dragon that Rhaenyra has her mind on. So wherever Sheepstiller is, she's gonna want eyes on where Sheepstiller is. Even if that she believes that was the writer, okay, where's the dragon? Because the dragon is what everyone remembers is the problem. So sooner or later, it's all gonna hit the fan, whether it's Missaria is the one who uncovers it, or someone is just well-placed enough to figure out who's Sheepstiller. My thing is, how deep of a hole do you think Daemon is willing to dig to cover up what's going on with Sheepstiller? Like, do you think he's going to keep going out there with trying to catch Rhaena and trying to talk to Rhaena? Like, what do you think he's going to...
I mean, that's why that sheep herder got killed in the first place, number one, because he was a witness. He saw the conversation and
it's not even...
That's number one. It kind of killed two birds with one stone, right? Like, it was like, well, can't have witnesses, and also I need an answer for who's the writer. Here it is. And as I'm saying, it just kind of like, you really thought that was going to wrap it up, bro?
How, like, I know Westeros is the land we're on, and like in Tolkien, it's Middle Earth. So what is this world called that they're on?
The whole land?
The whole
world.
The planet?
The world. I'm just like, it's called the Song of Ice and Fire. Like I
don't know what the planet's called,
but they have like a name.
All right, well, whatever it is, Daemon will dig to whatever's on the other side of Westeros to cover this shit up. Like, Daemon, you want to talk about digging a deep ass hole, Daemon will keep digging. Daemon is one of them type of dudes who, like, if you catch him in a lie, he's already got his net slide prepared. Like, this is not going to end.
And that's the difference between Daemon and Corlys. He's doing this for his little girl. He's literally like, yo, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Fuck it. Y'all could doubt me all you want, but I'm not letting you kill my little girl. I'm not. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You know what I mean? But I do think that this is horrible foreshadowing. It was too easy. You have the Missaria, what's her name? The witch.
The witch.
The whisperer.
Jane
Missaria. Missaria.
She knows. So Daemon is ultimately gonna have to kill her. It's just, I think
Jane also knows, and he's the one who, like, he had to go get
Jane
money
of the
from
Vale.
her. Jane Arn of the Vale, the one he got the queen of the Vale. She's
I just call her the queen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
The lady, she knows. She knows she knows. So I was saying, how much of a hole is he willing to dig? Because this is going to just get deeper and deeper.
How does he know she knows?
Because she's always wanted a dragon. Everyone knows that. He makes a point to say that this episode, and then she's like, well, I should have sent babies. Y'all sent me a baby dragon, and now you're taking him back. And then whenever he goes to the dragon, cracks and finds Sheepstiller in the cave, he's got to know, like, he knows that Lady Jane doesn't just let anybody stay in the Vale, because he's married to that house. He knows how they work. He knows that they don't just let people do anything. That's why he has a connection with her in the first place. That's why Rhaenyra is.
That's why I will say that's why that worked when he said, "If I get gold, I will leave." And immediately she paid that.
Immediately, that's how he also knew. I think even before he saw the dragon, as soon as she just gave him the gold, he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, she got something else. She just was like, "Oh, word, that'll get rid of you."
He knows in that moment, he knows that she doesn't want him around. Like, he knows that there's a reason why she doesn't want him around. Why is that? And then
because she don't fuck with him. But I just thought that she just legitimately just don't fuck with him.
Yes, but she's using that to her advantage. They're all using what they already know about each other to their advantage.
I just think this is all bad. You have a king that's still walking around. obviously the king was spotted by somebody. We don't know who. No, but that person. Did y'all see that when that one person when him and
yes, I wanted to ask Portia about that.
Okay, good.
Who is the dude who is watching when Aegon is licking boots?
Licking boots.
Who is that other guy?
She can't tell us. It's a thing.
Shit.
That's a thing. That person goes and tells somebody.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he tells Ormond or if he tells Rhaenyra, but that person is telling somebody, yo, your king is over here.
The one that looked at his face and kind of was looking like he recognized him?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he knew.
Telling somebody.
Yeah.
So that's
he knew.
And we're halfway through the season now.
And that was my other thing about that. Yeah, I felt it was like this episode got a little weird with Aegon because in that first scene when he's up on the dead dragon, and then it's like, how did they get out of that? Because them dudes is walking up on him, ready to finish this up, and dudes like, "Oh, we gotta go," and suddenly they're in the net scene.
I thought they just walked away. I mean, Larys was just like, "Yo, we gotta go. We gotta go."
I guess
they just made it seem like the guys like they got out of there fast enough.
I guess some dudes would have robbed them and killed them, but anyway.
We might find out in a later episode. You know how sometimes they give us like nothing, and then later on we see the full scene, and we're like, "Oh, that's what happened." So we'll make that later.
This is all bad.
I mean, he was my man with kissing boots.
Is Aegon learning humility at all? At all?
No, he's a king.
Throughout this whole process, is Aegon learning any sense of humility?
No, he's a king.
No, I doubt it.
You think Aegon learns? They've been trying to teach him his whole life. He learns? No, he doesn't.
He killed all the rat catchers. He doesn't learn.
No. My man got burnt up and he ain't learning shit. So I doubt it. Like, I doubt this is learn. You know, kissing the boot ain't gonna learn you after you get cooked.
That was interesting to me because I want like the interaction where Strong gives the purse to the guy, and he mentions to Aegon that they have to be considerate of like narrative and like legacy or whatever. And for a minute, Aegon looks like, because when it comes to the idea that like, oh yeah, what I'm found like, and this is later, when he found out that one, Rhaenyra declared him dead, and two, that he's saying that Aemond killed him. And he was like, well, like he's like mad at the idea that Aemond has this bigger figure in storytelling from in the realm that Aemond killed him. And he's like more powerful, and he's mad that like Rhaenyra has the power to declare him dead. So he's just like mad about the power that his siblings has. He's like, I'm ready to buck up. And Larry's is like, no, think about how you need to play the game and how you need to build your own narrative and build the part of the legacy or whatever. Like you being part of these people and like doing the work that can work for you. And he doesn't see that. And the first thing he does whenever he gets pissed off is show that he's like not ready to actually think about like, how do I use this moment to work in my favor and build a legacy among my people? He doesn't think that way. So like, of course he's not learning anything, because if the first chance he gets a moment to consider what could I do to become like beloved by the people, he's like, it's gone just that quick because he's over here having his ego be in charge and then licking boots. Like he's never going to learn that lesson.
But there's a strong connection between his behavior and the Faith finding out, and then Rhaenyra being the usurper. This is all like it's all working together. Him toying with the idea of saying, I'm the king. Like he keeps like he's toying with it, and you have all of these people that are going through all of this disarray just over the state of the realm. Faith already telling her you're not, and now they bring it back today. Hey, the Faith, they're not trying to. So this is happening. We're just waiting for Aegon to be found out, the word to get back to the Faith, and Rhaenyra to now, because they gave her the throne too soon in the season. Gave her the throne in episode 2. That's not good. I was enjoying it. I enjoyed it finally because I felt like the first episode was the finale of the last season. So I was like, all right, fine. We finished the last season, but now I realize, oh, this is going to go bad for her for real. This is going to go bad for her for real, because he's not learning nothing. He's going to kill that king. He's going to kill him or something. And then that's going to blow up into, oh, I'm Aegon the king. The Whisperers, whoever, is going to get back to the keep, to the Faith. And then Rhaenyra is her legitimacy is going to be probably forever questioned after that because you lied.
Mm. That brings me to my
stole the
major,
throne.
and
Yeah.
this is one of the major points. Like, they talked about major point talking about fathers and all this stuff, the faith. And this is what I had mentioned with Portia last week, or maybe the week before, about just the level of power that the faith has, and how that's one of the reasons why they won't legitimize her, because, and they always tell her, well, you better watch yourself, because don't anger the faith, right? Don't anger the church. The church, it being its own entity of power, and how they go even against the history and dynasty that is of the Targaryens, right? In the face of dragons, they feel like dragons is dark magic, black magic. Again, it's just another power against them. And what they're trying to do is hold on to the strength of what they feel, right? And this is repeated throughout even real history, about how the churches hold power again over the people and over the realms and even over politics, right? And that's the same thing you're seeing here in Westeros. And now, to just expand it further, even though we kind of knew, finding out that Ormond is a religious fanatic, and he's and being a high tower, and being Portia was explaining, the Starry Sept being there, and them being kind of the high towers being directly intertwined with all of that. So the Sept is going to listen and be more aligned with the high towers and anything that the high towers do, because the high towers uphold the powers of the faith and the powers of the church, and the seeding of the church, if you will, right? So I think that this, towards what you're saying, Tahoe, this is going to be like the biggest issue. Yeah. And particularly because Aegon got no chill, this is going to become the biggest threat to Rhaenyra than anything else, really.
Yeah, this is it. This is the thing. And her trying to get the faith to legitimize her or to anoint her, and then lying about it, is something that, the faith is big on. I don't want to say heresy. I don't know what it's called when you like lie to God, when you lie to the faith.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
I don't know if she ever comes back from that. I don't know if she ever comes back from it when they find out that Aegon's alive, whether she kills him or not. I'm not sure if the faith actually recognizes her after that.
Portia, they barely recognize her now, so I doubt it.
Portia smiling. That I hate when Portia be smiling like that. Is there something you could tell us that not gonna fucking ruin it? No.
Nope. I mean, she don't need to tell us though. That's the thing. Like Tahoe's already, pointed it out. Ormond is a religious fanatic. He's already connected to the Septon. He's already got that side down. Aegon is out there as a wild card who the Sept believes, what not really believes, but they're like, all right, cool, we'll accept that what she said is true. So as soon as they find out that that's not true, they'll rebel. And you know how we've seen what happens when they rebel, they'll do whatever. They don't give a shit who you are. They'll take you right up out of the Red Keep.
This is kind of, it's funny because it's like, and hearing and talking about it is putting me in the headspace of like how history repeats itself.
Yes.
And in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, all this stuff happened before what we saw in Game of Thrones. So the fact that like what we see echo, like what Cersei does and what like, so like the Tyrells do, the Tyrells are from the same region as the Hightowers. So they have a similar alignment with the faith. And when you think about what's going on, if you think about what the Tyrells did, and think about where the Hightowers are, how the Hightowers are moving, you think about how Cersei tried to leverage that or whatever history in Game of Thrones, you're probably going to see some echoes because Cersei learned from history and she brought that into her movements in Game of Thrones. I can give you that much.
I got to get rid of the religious folk because this is the problem.
But there's a lot of different things going on there, though, because there's like think about the layers of how people were seeking for power, and they looked at the faith for some kind of allegiance initially, and then that didn't. There's like different echoes of things happening.
Well, Armin is using his faith and all this other stuff too, and we find out what his plan is to raise Darren to be the king. And that's why. And we also see what Darren actually looks like, because he does not look like that blonde hair motherfucker random that they threw to Rhaenyra at all. He looks just like Alicent. That's number one.
I think it's interesting too that that the Hightower, that the kid that looked like a Hightower is the kid that she was sent out to be a Hightower.
I also think it's interesting that he has brown hair, and that was the telltale thing about Rhaenyra's children, and the fact that we know she's fucking this guy, the hand,
Christian Cole.
Christian Cole. I did look at his hair. His hair was was jet black, but he has his mom's hair.
But he has a dragon. That's the only thing that's
he has a dragon, so he has to be Targaryen.
But so do Rhaenyra's children. But Rhaenyra is their mom, so it works out. You know what I'm saying? But like, if for the only thing that makes Darren actually have to be basically like Viserys' son is because he can have a dragon. Because the Hightowers don't have that bloodline that way that like Rhaenyra does for her kids.
Okay.
Right. And then, like I said, like the Ormond's big plan and him kind of, what's the word? Like he's like putting toxicity into Darren, to say the least, right? Like Darren is
corrupting this poor boy.
Corrupt. That's the word I was really looking for. He's corrupting this little nigga. And maybe that's different than what's in the books, but as far as I can see on the show, he's corrupting this little nigga. Like he's a nice. As he said, he's a nice kid. He says his prayers, and he loves his dragon. And he's telling him, "Oh, don't be giving the dragon affection." I'm just like, what? Like, what is?
When
happening?
have you ever owned a dragon? First of all, tell me when you've raised a dragon. Then you tell me how much to be the dragon.
I don't think that it's going to play out that way. I mean, just from as being a watcher, I don't think he fucks with Ormond as much as we think he does.
Oh, I don't think he fucks with Ormond.
I don't think he fucks with him, but I think he feels compelled to obviously listen to him. You see what the fuck he did this episode. And maybe he did it for his own safety, because maybe he's not a stupid young kid and he realizes he got to do certain shit, but he's kind of listening to his uncle or whatever Ormond is to him. Cousin.
I just want to say that, because whenever your cousin is older than you, they're basically like an uncle or aunt or whatever anyway. But that might be the black thing. Anyways, I was thinking about how whenever he mentions Gawain, because Gawain is his uncle.
His uncle for real. That's Alicent's brother.
And he's the one who's with Christian Cole. And like when he mentions Gawain, then you see like Darren like perk up, like he has a good relationship with his actual uncle. It's just like he's probably been mostly led by Gawain most of his life. And like Ormond would only kind of like make sure he has his tutors, make sure he has like all the he's a ward by having all the things taken care of, but he wasn't there every day. And now he's actually under Ormond every day. And Ormond's pushing him to be a certain way. And that's why he's like, Gawain is his like outlet to kind of be nice, because Gawain is kind of a better person. I think it's interesting that Gawain's with Christian, and we saw how Christian responded to a rapist in his camp. And we see Darren is with Ormond, and we see how Ormond responded to a rapist being in his camp. And that being two different
which was also wild as fuck how
and that's
he did
also
that.
Related to how Ormond played that to being part of the faith, and how you're supposed to move as like a member of like the faith and the starry sept and the seven, like how you're supposed to, like a woman desecrates the throne,
beat both sides, like you're supposed to.
But you like no, but he's saying that like my house, like the blacksmith rose above his place in class. And so like he's moving in the faith to gild the man, but he was working for his house to kill the blacksmith.
Does anybody disagree with that?
I'm just thinking, I'm wondering, did he even gild that man?
And what was geld meaning? What is that? Like castrate? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
You think he did gild that man?
But you said something else. You think he did what he was supposed to do? That he was supposed to both sides of the situation?
You cannot raise your hand. I cannot let you be seen as a lowborn, affecting or putting your hands on a highborn. I just
the tool of the
I can't rule in that type of weakness. You just can't. We got to think Game of Thrones. We always
I know that. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if he gelded that man.
Oh yeah,
I think we see him next week with no geld and no broken arm.
No, I think he's gonna do both, but the real question was what Tahoe just answered, which was like, do you think it was legitimate that he played both sides? He said, on the one hand, as a person who committed a sin in the eyes of the church, you gotta pay. And on behalf of my house, I am of royalty or the highborn or whatever you say. We're in charge, and you raise your hand to the people in charge. I got to get you too.
I
thought it was wild, but I understand from Game of Thrones perspective.
Yeah,
why you
got
had
to do what you got to do. Yeah, Yeah, no,
I
thought
think that it was telling that Darren did not agree with it, and
He didn't. Absolutely not.
And I agree with Darren. I understand why it was done.
I understand why, but
I don't agree with
you have to do
it
it
being
like
done.
that.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I totally agree with you, Portia, but I just think when you're thinking Game of Thrones, you can't be Ned Stark. You can't be Ned Stark.
This is true. I've said it all the time.
That what's fucked up? That Ned Stark is the poster boy for weak shit. Like every time,
but it's
the whole Stark family. Caitlyn,
but that's how people treat. Whenever people mention Ned Stark in this context, in this analogy, it always ends up because he was too weak to do something.
But it was never that he was weak, though.
Whether or not it really was weak doesn't matter. It's how people take it.
Honorable.
He was too honorable.
And people will see that as weak. They say that about Viserys. They say that, and I'm not saying I agree with people saying it's weak. I'm saying this is how people take it. You were honorable in your approach, but weak in, for example, showing the might of your family or the strength of your hand. Just like how they say, go ahead, Ben. What you said about Game of Thrones?
No, it's just like we say, it's playing the game. That's the thing. That's what I always say. I'm never on the side of the people, anybody's side. I'm always about people who play the game right. Like Tyler said, you have to look at it from their perspective. You can't look at it from the perspective of having morality and good and evil and all that nonsense. It's about, do you want to be sitting on that throne or not?
Exactly.
And if you want to sit on that throne, like Allison said, you're going to do stuff that is not agreeable to you. Like Black Panther said, a king is often not, the good one. It's just how it works out. Kings are often misunderstood. Shout to Kara's one,
I mean, even Ormond said, if I don't do this, they're going to look at us like we're weak.
That's what he said. Exactly. I have to do this.
Yeah, I got to do this, bro.
I disagree with patriarchy and power being played out,
too.
and that's why I disagree.
Hold on.
That's what this
matriarchies don't have to do the same thing.
It would not. A matriarchy would not do the same thing.
They're not going to listen.
I just told you to cut off Corlys' head.
Like patriarchy, but with women thrown in it. That's not how matriarchy works. That's
in certain
Rhaenyra is queen, she's still a tool of the patriarchy. She's not certain
instances in history. In the history of our world, it has happened like that. There have been woman-run kingdoms. I get that, but
it's patriarchy with a woman. Yeah, I hear you.
It's patriarchy with the face of a woman. It's just patriarchy.
I get you there, but see, the problem is the world is a patriarchal society. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I disagree with but I actually.
But hold on, let me finish my sentence. The Rhaenyra, anyone in this instance, unless they're willing to take on the world and change that, is going to have to deal with the patriarchal society. So they're going to have to move in a way that's going to corrupt them. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to be able to just be like, let's, have socialism for everyone. That's not going to work because you've got men out here who Pentos, wherever.
Who will undermine you, who will lock you in your own tower, even though they're still going to do
whatever, the game is, because the game is the game.
What is the qualities, very quickly, I still want to get to before I know we got to leave in a second, but what is the qualities of a matriarchal society versus patriarchal?
We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it. We've seen facets of it. We haven't seen an actual matriarchally run society in centuries, because there used to be much more matriarchal run societies, especially in indigenous cultures.
Yes.
But colonization happened.
Yeah.
And other things happened that made it so that our record of matriarchy is very slim, because we don't actually have histories written and record of matriarchies running. But there have been different cultures, especially indigenous cultures, that have kept matriarchy.
There are cultures there's something came out there's an island in not the Philippines, but that area where there is a matriarchal society, but it's like a small island. But you don't see them.
You guys, Helena. That's all we heard. Helena.
The fact that she's pregnant.
Is that what that is?
You didn't realize that? Yeah. Helena came up pregnant at the end.
And she wouldn't let her touch her stomach.
Remember when she was they was getting dressed for
I didn't get that. I was confused by that scene. So thank you.
Her titties was big. And her whole shit was engorged. And Allison looked at her like, wait a minute.
So who's
and then
that
she wouldn't let her touch her. Whose baby? It could, because technically, and that's the thing that messes up about this show. It hasn't been that long of a period between different events happening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It could be Aegon, because they said that what she said, Aegon kind of ignores me unless he's drunk, and I know he was drunk the last time he was around her. So could have had something. I don't know. I don't think Helena's the type to just be sleeping with anybody. I don't know, but
I don't think
anybody can get close enough to her.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Or
I think it
anybody
goes
kind
both
of sleep
ways.
with her. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
right.
it goes both ways.
So
what now?
But what happens now?
Does this turn Alicent back into the villain again? Because she's kind of been docile.
She got to go. That's for sure. She
now be like, no, I'm not going to let you just kill my
granddaughter. Yeah.
Oof. This is that thing. We gotta watch. We have to watch, right? What's happening? Are we seeing all of these cards being stacked against Rhaenyra and her inability to make real choices to defend her seat on the throne? She's fucking it up across the board. I think so.
What would be a real choice? When you say real choices, Tahoe, what are you talking about? Killing niggas? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I think killing people. I think actually being a little bit more decisive. I'm still looking at the ghost of Rhaenyra under 17 years old, the small Rhaenyra that just had a lot more grit. And Rhaenyra in the last 2 seasons has literally just been like flailing her hands. Like, why? What am I going to do? Why nobody's respect me? And it's just because of your inability to make real choices that are not going to be favorable to everybody. You can't be liked by everybody. You just can't. And I just don't think that as for what we've seen from grown Rhaenyra, has what it takes to sit on the Iron Throne. I know. And I think her finding out about this baby, the first thing she should do is put a sword right through Helena. The whole thing. Just get rid of it. And lock Alicent up. She has too much. This is a person that literally conspired. She's the reason. Alicent is the reason. And she has free reign throughout your castle. Why? She did this to you.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think that's weird that she's just like trace through, the forest and do whatever the fuck she wants.
She technically doesn't have free reign over the castle. She has
not the castle. Certain places she can go.
She's able to stay where the heart tree is. That's like the main.
She has more freedom than not.
But to what you're saying, Tahoe, she is the same person who snuck out of King's Landing and made it to Dragonstone to give Rhaenyra the throne. So if she's free to stay in like one wing of the castle, why does the one wing actually confine her? She can slip through wherever she wants to go.
And you have whisperers. She can get notes out, ravens, whatever. There's ways to do this. We know because Rhaenyra, you snuck in. When everybody was looking for you, you snuck in. And she snuck out. But you have her, the person, Ben. The person.
Can we name 1 or 2 things that's actually working in Rhaenyra's favor that you think is actually working in her favor right now?
She got the most dragons.
Look.
I mean, that's right now. She got the most dragons.
Does she?
Not the biggest, but the most.
Does she? Because I don't believe.
What dragons is on the house side? We have Vhagar Sunfire's dead. Darren's dragon, it's small.
Helena's dragon.
Chief Stealer.
Helena ain't been on that damn dragon since 1992. Helena ain't getting on no damn dragon.
I forgot Helena had a dragon.
Helena has a dragon.
Chief Stealer is definitely not on her side.
What you say?
I just don't believe in Ulf and Hugh.
Yeah, they're not on her side.
I don't believe in them. I don't believe in
does she really have the most dragons?
No.
Because Ulf and Hugh go their own way.
Yes.
But those are 2 dragons out of how many other dragons that Rhaenyra has?
She has 3 dragons.
Because Caraxes her own. Baela. I would obviously not counting Rhaenyra's in her fucking YN.
Adam.
All right, we got to stop calling him a YN.
We do.
She was old as hell. And just that phrase alone needs to be excised from our vocabulary.
So she has 4.
She's an old ass bastard more than anything.
So we said 4 dragons she has?
4 to 5.
But I'm just asking the question: what does she have against above them? At this point, you got a little bit more dragons than the next, but
exactly,
yeah, because there's Chief Stealer.
Don't count Chief Stealer. Do not count Chief Stealer.
Not for her. Dragon. Not for her. That's what I'm saying. Chief Stealer's against her.
Well, Chief Stealer against nobody.
Aemon's against her.
Neutral.
But it led to Jason's death.
Anything in its way.
But it led to Jason's death. So far, Chief Stealer's on the opposite side. Aemond got a dragon.
The bastard dragon. The bastard, the heir has a dragon. Daeron, he has a dragon.
Little dragon. So that's 3.
That's 3 dragons.
And then you have Ulf
and Helena's, which again, Helena's not really going to get on her dragon like that.
True.
But then you have Ulf and Hugh who will betray you at some point.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, she got 5 dragons versus her 4, if you really want to count it.
And having Ulf and Hugh in your house, and they betray you, that's almost twice the stab.
It is twice the stab.
You trust them, and they're going to be able to infiltrate and violate you at your weakest moments for whatever reason. Ulf just being because he's a drunk, Hugh because he's being a proud man, or whatever it is. It's just not going to fall right for her. So
Ulf is 100% a drunk. You see how he got so upset when she said you can't go to the tavern no more.
It's not
like,
even I can't see my people. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, I can't even.
He's a drunk bum.
Yeah, because I can't even bum around anymore. You know, it's like, damn,
We have.
All right, I know we got to get out of here, but I do have one last question. What do y'all feel about? Other than the pure hatred that usually goes around with Christian Cole and his moves this episode, and
another fucking bum. I hate Cole. Period. That's what I got for him. I hate that nigga. I'm mad I had to see his fucking face this episode. Like, the less Cole I can see, the better. But the fuck.
Cole is a Scorpio. Any Scorpios in here?
Nah.
he's a motherfucker that it's all good. They love you so much when they're in love with you, but the minute that they get mad at you, they hate you. They key your car. They will they're against you for the rest of your existence. He's cheating the ultimate Scorpio. Like, cause nigga, everything that you was mad at with Rhaenyra, you did with Allison. Like times 10. And now she's the bitch queen, Rhaenyra. Oh, because I wouldn't marry you. The bitch.
You sound like an incel, nigga. Loser. You're a loser.
He probably blames every choice that he makes on Rhaenyra.
Well, no, I
wouldn't be over here fucking Allison if it weren't for Rhaenyra. I wouldn't be over here. I wouldn't have told them not to do that if it went for Rhaenyra. I wouldn't have been over here telling her sons to how to freaking joust if it weren't for Rhaenyra.
Of course, he blames shit on women. Period. That's why I say he's a fucking loser, and I hate seeing his fucking face every time.
But what about
the Rhaenyra that he's mad at is like 19-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's the thing that bothers me the most. It's crazy. Like he's been holding on to something. It's like every time people talk about like when guys hold on to the fact they weren't chose in like middle school or whatever by the hottest girl
and now everybody else got to pay.
Now everybody else got to suffer. And it's like,
you didn't like me in high school because I like anime. No, nigga, I didn't like you wear deodorant, nigga.
You had the worst personality. You thought like the worst things were funny. I didn't like you. I just didn't like you as a person. They just didn't.
You ran around the hallway like Naruto, nigga. That's why. You was fucking crazy.
I can't always
That's
stand.
why I like that ass.
My hatred is of niggas who be like, oh, she didn't like me because I didn't have no money. Like, you like a broke bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
None of us have money. The fuck you talking about? But anyway, that's how I feel about that.
No, even now, like, no, nigga, like, why would you want somebody who has no ambition, who doesn't want things in life? Like, no.
Just common sense, bro.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
That's how I feel about him, Tahoe.
Yeah.
What about Dwayne? Is Dwayne gonna have to end this nigga? That's how I feel.
Dwayne and Ormond?
Dwayne's gonna have to kill.
Christian.
Yeah, Dwayne feels like, one of them is at the end the other one.
No, Dwayne gets killed. Christian Cole is gonna be an ultimate.
He's a cockroach.
Yeah, he's gonna win when it comes to his just being an adversary. Mm-hmm. And Dwayne has too much of a symbol of purity and honor.
Yeah.
He dies.
Here we go again. When you have honor.
Christian Cole kills him.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. So Dwayne is going to find out something crazy or try to do something honorable. Mm-hmm. And Christian Cole is going to be a snake and snake him. That's what I see.
Do you not think that Gawain, because he's a high tower, so as much as he's honorable, he's a high tower, and we know that the high towers be scheming. Mm-hmm. Do you not think that some of that schemer side of Gawain is going to pop up at some point, and maybe he's just taking in information about Christian so he can use it later in some scheme?
I don't believe that. Maybe you know more than I do.
I think he might have that, but like Tahoe says, Cole is just a cockroach, and it's like your steam. When you're trying to steam on a cockroach, they still run away and then they come back. Like, nah. Yeah.
And I don't see that in Gawain.
That too.
He was never introduced as a schemer. He might be from a family of schemers. But I think that.
Yeah, because he's over there like, my cousin will have a plan.
I think he has too much honor.
So, yeah.
He shows up in a white cloak. He's like a white cloak. He has this honor system that was bound to the high towers and just to defend their house, but isn't in the actual around the table trying to move pieces and spin the balls. You know what I mean? Like he isn't that. So I think that when he finds out whatever's going on, we see Christian Cole stab him literally in the back.
Yeah, I do too. I feel that.
I agree.
With that dumb look on his face.
Yeah.
Any last words or last things about what's happening in the next episode or anything about the rest of the season anybody want to mention?
One last thing I just want to mention. I think that people are still confused that because Rhaenyra is the protagonist of the series, that she's a good person. And I don't think so. I think this is, one of those tales of a protagonist being not the good person as we think, Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but we don't have time to argue.
I mean, like I say, morality is, relevant in this world, but I think she's going to do things that people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe Rhaenyra is doing this. And I'm going to be like, well, yeah, this was who she always was.
That's just how she was.
Yeah, this is who she always was.
Yeah. No, in my opinion, life forces you to make hard choices. And
that too. Yeah.
That doesn't take away from who you are as a person. It means you messed up or you're like, I say this, a lot of times people meet me at a hard time in my life and they take that for who I am. But I am now impressing on you everything that I'm going through is affecting my character, my aura, my choices, my communication. Everything is based on because I have this weight on me that you have no idea. You just think, oh, Tahoe, I met Tahoe. He's a fucking asshole. But you didn't know that my godson was murdered last week. You don't know that my mom has cancer. You don't know what the fuck I have that's influencing how I am. And I think that when we talk about Rhaenyra in that way, she means well.
Yeah.
I think her soul, her character is pure. I believe that. Although she was tormented with fucking her uncle and all that. Hey, it is what it is. But ultimately, I believe that her charge in her mind is to lead as her father led.
Yes.
She just has way more things that are against her that are going to influence her to make, as Ben said, some really horrible choices.
Like I say, she's trying to be Mom Donnie in a world filled with motherfucking drumps. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's tight.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
It's hard. It's hard, yeah.
It's hard.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, caring, subscribing. We appreciate you. Tahoe, thank you so much for coming to guest star on this episode. Please love you too. Please let everyone know where they can find you, anything that you're doing that you want to plug.
I am Tahoe TV, but the best place to find me is right here on Castle Black. I love it here, and I love all of y'all who I find to be my community of Dragon watchers.
Triggers.
I can't wait to see the comments. Love y'all.
That's our name, Driggers. Oh my God.
Yeah, I meant to have my Drigger for life, aka.
Oh my God.
What's
my motherfucking name?
That's insane. Make sure another way you guys can always support us is obviously by following, watching, making sure y'all subscribe to us on For All Nerds TV for everything we do. For All Nerds on the interwebs, everywhere we are, on socials. And on podcasts, please make sure you're going to forallnerds.com, FORALLNERDS, so you can support us by wearing your Dunkin' Egg t-shirt. Portia's got the Lionel Richie on. Ben's got the Flex Luthor shirt on. This is the direct way you can support us. Please, if you see these designs anywhere else, they are bootlegs. We've been having a problem with bootleggers, but so please go straight to our website for that. And as always, we love and appreciate you. Follow For All Nerds, Tatiana King, Tahoe TV, Portia Knows, and DJ Ben Hameen. Love y'all.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for watching that video that you just watched. Do one thing for me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Do it because you love us. Do it for the cause. It's the For All Nerds Show. For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerds Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.
Available now at forallnerds.com. The Gucci Mandalorian, the Variants, the Dunkin' Egg, the Lion-O Richie. New designs coming soon.